Hi, I'm here with Rhonda Muckerman, the Artistic Director of the Telluride Choral Society. Welcome to the show, Rhonda.
Thank you. It's exciting to be here.
Yeah. Tell us your story of how you came to Telluride.
Well, I think it's a pretty interesting story. I was living in Seattle in the year 1994. I had been there for a few years teaching. I've trained as a music teacher. And there was a moment where I was frankly meditating and asking God and saying, "Where's my spiritual family? I'll go anywhere." And I heard a voice in my head literally that said, "Go to Telluride." And I had never heard of Telluride. And the next morning I turned on the TV on Good Morning America. They were featuring Telluride, and I saw, oh, it's a little ski town in Colorado. And I kept hearing this in my meditations, go to Telluride, go to Telluride. And when I finally went to visit Telluride a few months later, I realized that I had had a dream about it several months earlier. And the dream had taken place right by the opera house. I was riding my bicycle on the way to go teach a flute lesson. Fantastic. And so I just realized it was just meant to be divine intervention. And I found out all those years ago that there wasn't an active music program in the school at that time. There wasn't anybody in town that had the qualifications that I did as an instrumental music teacher and conductor. And so there was a niche for me to fill, and I moved here in 1994.
Great. Well, I went to the fundraiser that the Choral Society had last week at Night at the Opera. And tell us about the Telluride Choral Society and what you do.
Well, the Telluride Choral Society has actually been in existence since, actually right when I moved here in 1994 was just when it was getting started, and it's been a 501c3 and nonprofit since 1995. And I started off as a singer many, many years ago under the baton of John Yankee. He was our first director. And really enjoyed it, discovering my voice, singing in the alto section or the tenor section. And I'm a music teacher, so I was teaching here in the schools. I was teaching in the Norwood schools. And about, it was actually 11 years ago, I was living in Norwood at that time. My daughter was young. My husband Peter and I were in Norwood. And we were thinking of coming back over to Telluride and moving back over here at some point and having our daughter go to the schools. And I received a call from a good friend, Deb Stevens, and she was a board member at the time, letting me know that they were looking for a new director. And so essentially within a couple of months of that, I was offered the position. So I'm the artistic director of the Telluride Choral Society now I'm in my 11th year. And what the artistic director does is I take charge of programming, venue rentals, recruiting singers, conducting rehearsals. So I wear a lot of hats. There's the musical aspect to it. And then, we're a very simple, lean, and small organization, which I think is a good thing. So I also do grant writing. I also do executive director stuff as well, but it's grant writing and fundraising, like putting together a production like Night at the Opera, for example.
You wear many hats.
I do.
Conducting the whole organization.
The whole organization, I do. And it's good. I have lots of great people to work with.
Great. And you have people from the community come sing with you, from the very youngest people to our seniors. So can you tell us about who makes up the Choral Society?
I always say from 7 years old to 75 plus. It used to be from 7 to 70, but my older people keep getting older and older, which is great. They're still singing with us, and it's really, really nice. So we've had a number of choirs over the years. We've had a training choir for second and third graders. And many of those kids then go on to be in the choristers, which is fourth, fifth, and sixth graders. We then have our middle school and high school group, which is really flourishing, grades 7 through 12. Your son is a member. He grew up with us. And then we have two adult choirs. One of them is the Chorale, which is kind of like the Y'all Come choir. And if you like to sing in the shower, maybe you don't know how to read music, or maybe you sang all the way through high school and college and you're looking for that outlet again in your life, you can join the Chorale, and there's no audition necessary. And then out of that Chorale, we pull our more experienced singers to form a group called the Chamber Singers. There's usually about 19 or 20 of them. And they're the ones that perhaps they sang at the college level or the semi-professional level, and they're wanting to do some more challenging music. So we really have, I think, a group for everybody, from very young until as old as you can be and stay out of the bass section.
And I went to the concert at the holiday season this year, and after speaking with someone about what a great show it was, they said that the holiday singing program makes their holiday for them.
Makes me feel good.
And so you guys perform at the holidays, and you also have what other performances?
We have Spring Sing. So really the original format that our first director, John Yankee, came up with was he called it Winter Sing and Spring Sing. It was really very simple. And so the Winter Sing season, we begin rehearsing in October. We rehearse through November into December, and then we perform around the holidays. And traditionally what we do for that is it's not limited to Christmas music or holiday music, but it certainly is focused around it, or music that fits that kind of dark, beautiful time of year when the light is just starting to come back again. So it can be a celebration of all kinds. And then in the spring, which we're preparing for now, we've done our Night at the Opera fundraiser. We have Spring Sing, so we've been rehearsing since the end of January, so through February, and our Spring Sing concerts are taking place on March 20th and 22nd, and I just come up with a theme for those. This year's theme is Pure Imagination, and so we are finishing with Willy Wonka's Pure Imagination, you know, the song from Willy Wonka, right? The Chocolate Factory, right? But Pure Imagination is a very broad, open theme. So we have classical music. We're singing a Beethoven Hallelujah because it's Beethoven's 250th birthday this year. So we're doing a piece by Beethoven, who had a great imagination as a composer, all the way to Willy Wonka, and a repeat performance of Bohemian Rhapsody, because we don't want to leave that out.
So if people use their imagination and they want to come and sing with you, how can they find out how to get in touch with you?
They can come to TellurideChoralSociety.org. That's our website, and there's my contact information, and there's a really nice history and photos and little blurbs about our choirs. You can register online, you can see photos of us, you can see when our next concert dates are, so it's a pretty active website that we have.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in today, and thank you for all the good work and the enjoyable entertainment that the Choral Society provides.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.